let's just jump right into it. Today's title is Candace, Erika, and the Fall of the Right, Part 1.
When you say you believe that Charlie Kirk was betrayed by someone close to him, what do you mean?
I think that in the coming weeks, there's going to be a lot of financial reports that are coming out. And I, first and foremost, do not believe that Tyler Robinson killed Charlie Kirk. I want to be very clear on that. Whether he was involved, I think the answer is yes. I think that's obvious.
And your basis for saying he didn't act alone is what?
I don't know, maybe the weird Fed messages that were concocted out of thin air that had no timestamp and were written like they were speaking in 1822, among other things. Their lack of an ability to answer any basic questions about what took place.
But do you have any proof that the messages were made up? Because that would be easily proven.
Yeah, but they didn't put timestamps on them, and Discord came out and said they didn't exist.
This was supposedly text messages, not Discord messages. It's my understanding from the indictment.
I actually did not read that they were text messages.
The indictment calls them text messages.
What would?
So I want to stop right here real quick. So I've been telling you all that it's all a setup. And people say, well, Blanche, how could it all be a setup? But if you think about your life, what part of your life has not been controlled? You've gone to school, controlled environments, you worked, you watched television, you've been entertained. Everything of a part of your life has been controlled. So what makes you believe if every part of your life has been controlled, that it's not possibly all a setup? You know, we talk about the Truman Show, but everybody's life is the Truman Show because your entire life is orchestrated. You're in a controlled environment. Think about it. Everything around you is controlled. From the sidewalks you walk on, to the streets that you drive on, to the traffic lights, to the stop signs, to the educational institutions, to the restaurants, everything is controlled, to the marketing, the programming, the propaganda, Hollywood, sports, everything is controlled around you. So this notion that it all couldn't be fake is just ridiculous to me. If you take a step back and just look and say, okay, how much of my life is actually not controlled? The only part of our life that's probably not controlled is when we go to sleep. That's probably the only when we're sleeping. When we wake up, picking that phone up, it's immediate programming. Just by picking the phone up and watching the phone all day, being on social media, all this stuff has an effect on us. I just want to get that out the way. Anyway, so the Discord server said that that conversation did not happen on our platform. The Discord server said that conversation did not happen on this platform. They never said it was an actual conversation, nor was it text messages. Now, the young lady tripped Candace Owens up because she framed what she said in a way that said that the indictment says that it was text messages from Tyler to his trans lover. And so then Candace Owens had to admit that she didn't read it. So if Candace Owens didn't read it, then why is she talking? You see, I'm trying to show you all how it's all a setup. If Candace Owens didn't read it, and I did a video on it being a text message, and I said they were fake, but I said they were fake because how the language in the text messages, how they were written, and the fact that there was no type of timestamps or anything on the messages. But the FBI said these were text messages. And so the young lady really exposed Candace Owens for not doing her due diligence, which means Candace Owens has a habit of jumping out before she has all the information. Now, of course, young lady said this would be easy to disprove, which is foolish because the FBI is telling it to you. You haven't seen his phone or his trans lover's phone. You haven't seen any of these things. So how is it easy to prove when the FBI has all the information? It's just ridiculous. So in other words, proving Candace wrong doesn't mean that everything is right. Just because Candace Owens is wrong on something doesn't mean the FBI is right. And that's what I want to clear up.
Would it be like the feds are like on a computer, like
Yeah.
typing it out back and
That's
forth?
exactly what it is. The feds made up the text messages.
But you don't have anyone from like the FBI telling you that, or law
I have
enforcement?
leaks.
Okay.
No.
Has anyone leaked to you?
And
that-
Tyler Robinson
But has anyone said to you, even off the record, like, yeah, we faked these?
I have very strong sources everywhere on both sides.
Well, I look forward to seeing evidence of
Yeah,
that.
sure. Because when we
And see, what happens is that they want to convince you that evidence is the indicator of foul play. So in other words, if you can't bring up the evidence, then you can't bring up the conspiracy. As if conspiracy theories are based on actual evidence. It's literally a theory. It doesn't mean it's actually concrete. It's a theory I have about what I see. And we know we can go back to, let's say, the George Floyd case. When that police, sergeant was asked, was the knee on the neck or the back? He said, what did it appear to be on? And the sergeant said it was on his back. So clearly the evidence, even if you see the evidence, you're not going to believe it because it's already a narrative there. We're past evidence. Now we are into the narrative era. It's all about narrative. It's not about evidence or facts. It's about what narrative has already been created. When they show the other camera angle of George Floyd and Chauvin's knee on him, the other camera angle shows the knee on George Floyd's back. So with clear evidence, they brought it up in court. Nobody cared though, because the narrative is there. So this young lady on CNN acting like the FBI would admit it if it was foul play is ridiculous. But what they're trying to get you to do is they're trying to get you to believe that if Candace Owens is wrong, then there's no conspiracy theory. And I'm going to say Candace Owens could be wrong and it still be a conspiracy theory. Just that simple.
keep talking about evidence, it's like, who's going to present that evidence? Like the mainstream media? Like who are you expecting to come
Yes, that would be a hot
out?
story.
No, it wouldn't be.
It would be.
It wouldn't be.
If the FBI, like if I had a source telling me, like if I had proof that the FBI faked those messages, that would be an enormous story.
Yeah.
You see how they think you're stupid? You see how they think you're dumb? Now, do you honestly believe that if she knew the FBI faked those messages, that she would release that information? And do you think she would make it? Do you think she would be alive if she released some information that exposed the entire, think about what she's saying. If the FBI fakes the text messages, that blows this entire case up. Now you can't convict Tyler Robinson now. Now so do you honestly believe that she would be so bold as to blow this whole thing up and prove Candace Owens right? Do you think if she got the information, she would have enough character, enough faith, enough courage to put that information out there, knowing she would prove all the conspiracy theorists right, even Candace Owens, all the anti-Semites, she would prove them all right if she did that? You think she would do it? Of course she wouldn't do it. Who is she kidding? She thinks you're stupid. She wouldn't do it. And so she's acting like she would do it, knowing good and well she wouldn't do it. The FBI faking text messages would blow up this entire thing. It would bring back up the Epstein file. Like it would do so much damage to where it would literally rock the country. It would literally fracture America. So there's no way she would do it even if she had it. There's no way the FBI would release it. It's common sense. But they want you to believe that if Candace Owens is wrong, that means there's no conspiracy. There are people that do what Candace Owens does way better than her. Way better. She's just the most popular. She's just the most popular. There are people that are going through this thing with a fine-tooth comb, making very good, great points that is very hard to argue, but they don't have the platform. They don't have the audience. Candace Owens does. So they want you to believe that if Candace Owens is wrong, then there's no conspiracy.
Yeah, I kind of feel like we live in a post-Epstein world and we know how stories get shut down.
And they ended that clip to further let you know how non-credible she was by bringing up Epstein. By bringing up Epstein, they wanted you to let you know, okay, Candace Owens, and you notice it go. Now listen, when I'm talking about Candace Owens, listen, I don't even watch Candace Owens' stuff. I don't. I see her clips and stuff on other people's stuff. I don't watch her stuff. I don't. But for people to say that Candace Owens is, let me back it up. I don't really watch Candace Owens like that. I watch her stuff on other people's stuff, and then that causes me to go and look at her stuff. But I don't hate Candace Owens. I'm not going to Candace Owens to find out what's going on in the world. I'm not. To me, Candace Owens is entertainment. She's working with the left, in my opinion. If it's the left and the right, she's in cahoots with the left. They all working together. So I don't think that Candace Owens is, like, I don't hate her, is my point. I don't have the vitriol towards Candace Owens that many people do. I don't. I don't want to see her canceled. I don't want to see her banned. I don't want to see her life ruined or destroyed. I don't. I don't look at Candace Owens as a threat, in my opinion. But if Candace Owens is a threat to the right, then that means the right is already finished. The right's already dead. If Candace Owens can destroy or divide the right's already dead. It's already destroyed. People are accusing Candace Owens of going at Erika Kirk. And I'm like, but her followers are telling her that she's not going at Erika Kirk. Literally, her followers are saying that she's not going at Erika Kirk. And I have videos of her not going at Erika Kirk. And again, where did I get this from? Somebody else's page. I would have never knew because I don't watch her stuff. But there's videos of her explaining to her followers why she's not going at Erika Kirk. I'm going to play it, not this video, but next video. Literal videos of her explaining why she's not going after Erika Kirk. But let's continue.
It sounds like you're saying Jews.
Does the word they mean? They is a word, so like I don't need to always like say they. Like it's just a weird. It's like this is one of these psychology tactics where you're like, who is they? Who is they? And it's like,
Because it sounds like you're saying Jews.
Does the word they mean Jews?
When you're talking about Jews, yes.
But if I'm not talking about Jews, then they doesn't mean Jews. When I say they want us to believe this or they want us to believe that, and you hear Jews, that's your own derangement, right? If I want to say something about Jews, I'll say it. If I want to say something about Israel, I will say it. If I want to, just like when I want to say something about black people, I'll say it. When I was saying during BLM, they want us to believe, nobody said, do you mean Jews? And so again, it's one of these trash tactics to make people fearful to speak. If I want to say Jews, I will say Jews. I don't fear saying Jews. When I say Zionists run the media, I mean Zionists run the media. People that support the political ideology of Israel run the media. Any other things that I can help clarify?
But are you familiar with this like very long-standing trope?
Couldn't
that
give a shit about a trope.
So she's going to talk about this phrase called a ZOG, a Zionist-owned government. But in Candace Owens' defense, if I do a survey throughout all of media and see how many people are pro-Zion, or pro-Zionist, or are Zionists, and let's say it was 88%, let's say it was 89%, would our statement be valid? If 89% of the people in the media were Zionists, would that make her statement valid? Would it still be anti-Semitic? I'm asking again. If we do a survey and it comes out that the vast majority of people in media are Zionist, is her statement true if she says that Zionists run the media if the vast majority of people are Zionists in the media? I'm just asking a question. And what she said in this clip was right about trying to silence people from speaking. Because what happens is if somebody asks a question that's controversial, they get labeled an anti-Semite, which in my opinion is wrong. And again, I'm not up here apologizing or advocating for Candace Owens. I don't watch Candace Owens stuff. I don't. I just don't hate her. I just don't hate her. So let's continue.
but she's also disgusting, right? I mean, not only is she stupid, but she's also disgusting, right? I mean, Candace Owens has got to be one of the most disgusting folks who ever gets airplay on any major network in this country.
And this is actually not even the worst of Candace
No,
Owens.
she's an anti-Semite.
But that says quite a lot.
Yeah, she's an anti-Semite. She's anti-gay. She's an anti-Semite. She has said stuff about the history of slavery in this country that's disgusting. Yes, it's funny insofar, you know, that you know, her statements make no sense. But when we really get to the core of the issue, she's just a disgusting human being, and that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
So again, understand that the reason why they want you to hate Candace Owens is because they want you to go with the mainstream narrative. That's why. Because Candace Owens is a content creator. That's it. She is a content creator. Making her larger than life, making her this boogeyman is orchestrated. What they focus now, when Candace Owens was talking about BLM, black people, and slavery, this guy wasn't holding segments on Candace Owens. They weren't talking about Candace Owens like that. They're talking about Candace Owens because of her view on the Israeli government and her view on the Charlie Kirk assassination. So understand that it is intentional as to why she's being attacked. It's not organic. It's not organic. She's a content creator. I'm a content creator. She just has a larger following. We both create content. I'm not the same way, again, the same way if she's a threat to the right, like if I'm a threat to the left or the right, that means the left and the right is weak. If a person can come in or people can come in and destroy it, that means it wasn't built on nothing in the first place. It was a party built on sand. But understand, they want you to hate Candace Owens because they want you to accept the mainstream media. So if Candace Owens is wrong, then the mainstream media is right. Do you understand? They've been doing this. I've been awakened to this stuff for the past 5 years. And the same thing they were doing on the left, they are now doing on the right. And how can I see it so clearly? Because I went through it with the left 5 years ago till now. So I've seen this thing firsthand. So I know what's going on in this situation. And in this situation, Candace Owens is attempting to expose something. She's saying that what they're presenting to us is not right. I'm telling you that in this whole thing that we're a part of, there has to be a left and a right to give you the choice. That's the whole. Satan wants to give you the choice, but the choice is already the choice he wants you to make because you only got two choices. And this is why I say you don't have to choose the left or the right. Just choose Christ. This concludes part one.